Okay, so welcome to my fifth final match for the Dominion League here. We actually finally managed to get somebody willing to play with Nocturne. So we have one Nocturne card on the board, which is Bard. 2 coins, and if you play it, you get a boon. Doesn't seem particularly attractive on this board. This board is super confusing though. All my comments at the beginning were something something Soothsayer something. So Soothsayer seems to be the most important card. Ghost Ship is nice if you could hit your opponent every turn, or sometimes anyway, but I wasn't really sure how to do that. Golem is the only real way to manage getting more than 2 actions into play. So I am gonna try for the Golem thing because I'm a try-hard engine player, and to do so I'm gonna open with an Enchantress and a Develop. The Develop is to thin out a little bit, to maybe make the engine more reliable. I don't know. My opponent opens Messenger and Enchantress, and he gives me an Enchantress on his Messenger, so I'm okay with that. That's fine. Not too worried about it. And I start on the Chariot Races here. Premature. I know. I know they're premature, but there's some kind of defense against the Enchantress. So like here, it draws a card. I probably would not have won a point anyway. As it turns out, I would have, because it would have been a develop. But who cares, man? It's just 1 point. Don't worry about it. So I'm gonna press the Chariot Races. Another reason for pressing the Chariot Races right now is because of Golem. So the ideal turn looks like play a Golem, find 2 Chariot Races, and then you could play Ghost Ship or Soothsayer or Enchantress or whatever. So my opponent has 5 here actually, and I expected it to be a Soothsayer, but he goes for Delve and a Develop. Found that a bit strange. Found that a bit strange. I wasn't really sure what he was going for. I mean, I'm not even really sure what I'm going for. He has a Messenger and a couple of Enchantresses and Chariot Races, but I'm not sure where he's going, especially with all this, not all this, but he bought a Delve, indicating, okay, he's okay with having money in his deck, which I think is fine here. Like, maybe something with Soothsayer and Delve is good enough to win here. But I don't know. I know he goes for a mission here. I'm not entirely certain what was the purpose of this mission. But as it turns out, there are a few uses for mission on the board. We'll get to them as they come up. So I finally hit 5+ here, and I'm going to pick up the Soothsayer. The curses are pretty difficult to get rid of from your deck. Having the gold is not bad here. Another Chariot Race target, it also just gives you the money to buy Province, which seems like all there is to do here. The Golem thing is just like excessively fancy. If you tell me there's a better way to play this board with just Soothsayers and Ghost Ship maybe, I'll believe you. I'll 100% believe you. So I bought the potion on my last shuffle hoping to hit 4 potion, and maybe it could have worked here, but I was dumb and I should have played the Develop here to be the thing that was enchanted, and then play the Chariot Race, because perhaps the Chariot Race could have given me an extra coin. Definitely I would have drawn an extra card, and maybe the Chariot Race would have even won, and I would have the extra coin to buy the Golem. So that's my own fault here in a way. Maybe it wouldn't have worked out, but maybe it would have. Drawing 2 cards and just to look for 1 coin seems in my favor. But you have to pay for your doings. So I just settle on a more Chariot Races here. Now 8 for my opponent and a couple buys. It's going to be potion mission for him here. And again, still, I haven't seen him do anything exciting with this mission turn. The last one, he didn't do anything. Like, actually nothing. This one, he played a Chariot Race. So then I started to see, okay, maybe that's why you want to go on a mission. If you could get 1 VP, 2 VP, that's nice. That's not bad. Not bad at all. I'll pay $4 for 2 VP. That's okay. I can manage that. So he still doesn't have a Soothsayer either though, so he is going after the Golems as well. But he doesn't have a Soothsayer, which I'm okay with. I hit 5 again here, and I'm gonna buy a Ghost Ship. I know that I am over terminaled up my backside, and I don't have a Golem. I know, but it's okay. It's okay. I have a plan. Plan is to buy a Golem. So I think we managed to turn all the estates out of our deck. Oh, my opponent still has one, and I still have one, I think. He goes Delve Mission here, and the mission here actually reveals to me something I didn't really think about with the Enchantress, and that is if you go on a mission turn and then and an enchantress is in play, you get hit twice by the enchantress. It affects the first card you play until your next turn. So if you have Outpost, does the same thing I imagine, as well as the mission here. So finally I'm able to get up to Golem. I did have a lot more money than 4 potion, but I really wanted the Golem to avoid, you know, all this terminal collision that I'm having. The Enchantress, the opposing Enchantress helps with the terminal collision, and the Golem will do so even more. So now I go for Messenger and a bunch of Conspirators. I think I won the Chariot Race split, so I feel somewhat confident that the Conspirators will fire, and the Messenger, the plus buy is doing some work for my opponent, so I'd like to do some, like it to do some work for me at this point. So the decks are fairly similar. None of us have picked up this new Nocturne card, Bard, because I mean I want a Conspirator. Conspirator draws, Bard doesn't draw. The boons, if you don't know what the boons do, they are minor bonuses that you receive. There are 12 of them. So for example, some of them gives you an extra buy, one of them gives you an extra money, one of them lets you gain a gold if you discard 3 cards, one of them gives you a silver. Minor benefits here. So again here I could have played the Ghost Ship. Maybe I should have played the Ghost Ship to try to find the money for a Golem, but I knew I had a Golem in the bottom part of my deck there, and I really didn't want to draw that dead. I already missed out on buying a Golem with 1 shuffle. I would scream if I was unable to even play that Golem. So a pretty big turn for my opponent. You see he was able to stick a couple Enchantresses in play, which is very, very nice, and he's able to pick up province number 1 here. My Golem isn't so exciting. It turns up a couple terminals, but that's fine. I'm going to go on a mission here. This should have been a Conspirator because I have no idea what I'm going to do on this mission. Absolutely no idea. I just passed my develop, so I can't develop gain anything. The most I could hope for is maybe to attack my opponent or to set an Enchantress into play, which seems like the best thing to do. I do get to play quite a few Chariot Races. None of them win though. And as it turns out, I have a heap of money here and can't do anything with it because it's mission. And I even choose to play the Ghost Ship here instead of the Enchantress to set up my next turn. So whatever. I mean, I'm not really sure if Ghost Ship was better there or Enchantress was better. I played the Ghost Ship, I think, because he had both Enchantresses in play, so I kind of wanted to stunt his turn a little bit. Turns out to work because he doesn't do anything except play an Enchantress there. So I'll take it. And here I'll probably take another Golem if I don't see the plus buy, that is. So I do win a few Chariot Races here. I would like to see the Messenger at this point, but there's not really a lot of control going on in the deck here. Not really a lot of control. I have managed to thin a few coppers from my deck, but there's nothing to talk about really. 8 potion here, and I'm gonna pick up a second Golem really late. It's turn 16 or something, and I only now have my second Golem, but hopefully the attacks justify my slowness in getting to the Golem. So mission again here for my opponent, and he manages to have a decent turn with the Golem, sticks a couple Enchantresses into play, and that is well worth the $4 I believe, to be able to get 2 Enchantresses into play. So that's real nice. Now I start to see the value in the mission turns from my opponent. Again, he has 2 Enchantresses out, and I have this Ghost Ship Enchantress decision. This time I go with the Enchantress. Seems inconsistent, but maybe I know what I'm doing secretly. Maybe. I don't. This board was very confusing. Didn't really know how to approach this thing. The Chariot Races and the Conspirators can work out, but you need to be a little bit thinner for it to be more reliable. And another province for my opponent. So I don't have any provinces yet, but I have been winning more Chariot Races than my opponent. Probably because I have more Chariot Races than my opponent. So that's nice. Like here, I think I'm able to get 3 VP. That's a lot. That's half a province. You don't actually need to buy green cards if your Chariot Races can win reliably. And they give you money. And the money, I'm going to put to good use here. Now here I have a good reason for choosing the Messenger over the Enchantress. Obviously it is to get double province. Obviously the Enchantress would not allow me to do so. And actually see the Golem up here. So what I'm doing is playing these chariot races before the golem, because I'm scared that the golem turns up a couple terminals and I'm stuck with these chariot races in hand and unable to play them. So here I have a couple terminals, and that makes me feel a little bit better about playing this golem. It means it's more likely to find me plus action cards, and it does actually find me too, which is incredible. Incredible. Conspirator and chariot race, and they draw me into the other golem. This is a brilliant turn. Looking good so far, looking good. Also allowing me to stick an enchantress into play. I did think about developing the potion here. I really did think about that, but I decided to keep it to try to buy. Nope. Nope. We're not having golems today, honestly. The golems are very difficult to come by. Both my opponent and I only have 2 each so far. We should really have more golems at this point in the game, but for whatever reason we don't. So anyway, we're looking at the end of the game pretty soon here. My opponent has a good turn as well. I expect it to be province. He falls 1 short, but he's going to start going after duchies. It seems like once you find your golem, you should have a decent shot of picking up province here. But really, is the Soothsayer, which has pushed me forward a bit. Okay, I did win a few more chariot races, but look, I have all this money because of the Soothsayer, and that's what is really carrying this game. There's also junk in my opponent, so I assume that's slowing him down. So yeah, I mean, I think my summary, my thoughts are very well laid out in my opening statement of this board. Something Soothsayer, something. This one's a real head scratcher. A real head scratcher. I think if you do Soothsayer and delve money flood, silver flood, that's a decent shot at being the best strategy on the board. 4 is another conspirator, because why not? I can probably reliably trigger them at this point. Probably. Anyways, big golem turn for my opponent, and he buys a province here, I believe. Leaving 2 in the stack, and actually I'm able to have an even bigger golem turn and take the last 2 provinces out of the stack. So somehow that happened. Enchantress here because everything else draws, and the messenger is plus buy, so I really would like to keep that. A nice thing with the Enchantress attack is that, well, your first action card still counts towards the Conspirator chain, so that's nice. At least doesn't mess up your Conspirator stuff too much. Play Soothsayer first because he had a duchy on top of his deck, so I just wanted to clear that to give my chariot races a better shot at winning. I do win one of the 2 after the duchy, and yeah, finding enough money for province 7 and 8. So that is game 1-2. Very messy and scrappy in my head, but let me know what you think. Thank you for watching, and I will see you